Hello and welcome back. Steel Pinnings here once again. And today I have a Master Lock 1-up. And as you can tell from the pic in front of you, it's not pretty. Well, I had this and I've never had a 1-up Master Lock, and I didn't know a whole lot about them. And I got it, and I saw that the core looked different from the get-go, and I had a few people telling me how it worked, and I seen a couple of videos on how they work, and what it is it's an unkeyed from the factory, and they have these what look like little serrated or little big serrated pins in each chamber, and then when you want to key it, you put the key in to the depth right before the inset that's cut into the core that makes it look so different, and then you put a little tool over it and smack it with a hammer, and what it does is it pushes that key in at the same time. It locks the core down and shears those pins off at those serration lines that it has. And when it does that, it creates the shear line at the key that you've put in. And ultimately keys the master lock as that key. So that way you can key it as one of your other master locks without having to get two type of thing or have two keys. It really is a neat little feature. The core head looks a little different too, and it's inset as well, and that's why it struck me as different. And then I've never seen a core that color before. At first I thought it was copper or something, but it's just a cheap knockoff metal, real soft even. Nonetheless, I have gutted this because I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to see what the goodies were, and here's what I found. Alright, let's see if we can get into these. And right off, you can see them and go, oh wow, those definitely look serrated. We went out of focus. Come on now. A nice close-up. There we go. Guess that's gonna be it. This one on the end here is the closest one to a full one, because it's really a 4-pin lock, but it had the 5th chamber loaded or populated with that one. But as you can tell, it's not. Well, shoot. There you go. As you can tell, it's not going to be in play. So, with that in mind, we can kind of see where it's sheared off here. Let's see if we can do this here. That tended to work. There we go. As you can see where it's sheared off, it's not a smooth cut. You can feel it too. And the serrations are so teeny tiny. Let's see if we can get better. Close up. But the serrations are teeny tiny, and then the bottom, you wouldn't think. I'm gonna lose it. There we go. You wouldn't think it just looks like a tiny little pin. Come on now, work with us. There we go. It just looks like a tiny little pin, but if you look at the tip of it, you can tell it was sheared off as well. Let's zoom into it. We'll find the right way to do it here. There we go. Yeah, you can tell there it was sheared off as well. That the serrations are real slender and close together, but they are deep, and that's what allows them to shear off. But I seen somebody else even call it what it really is. It ultimately makes the Master Lock 1-Up locks a fully serrated lock with some deep serrations in it even. And it was quite the fun little pick. And what I plan on doing here, it was quite hell getting this out of the lock. Not only here, out of the housing here, but out of this. The Bible part of the housing here, as you can see, the core is recessed right here. And that little recess right there fits in that first pin slot. So that first pin doesn't even matter. That's another reason why it's inset. That first pin rides down in that groove and keeps the core from coming out. And I had to wind up beating and pronging on it enough to get it to shear off, and that's where this little piece up here came from, shearing off that first pin. And then the rest of it's gone. I don't know where the heck it went flying to, but I got it out. And anyhow, so that's how that lock works out. And the back one, of course, isn't really used. I think it's a repurposed core, and they shortened it, and they really shouldn't have. But it works out to be a 4-pin core. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to key it up with this key right here. It's an old Brinks key I have that fits it. And I'm going to put it back together, and I'm going to cut into it, and I'm going to nasty it up, and I'm going to send it to somebody to pick. So that'll be fun too. I thank y'all so very, very much for joining me on this little venture. I'm glad I was able to show y'all what it was inside of this Master Lock 1-Up. It really makes it a sleeper in its own right. So thank y'all so very much for joining me. Y'all please stay safe and always stay legit. If you like what I do in this video, hit that like button. And if you're new to the video and the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, peace.